السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مساكم الله بالخير جميعا وأسعد الله أوقاتكم. Allow me, Dr. Karam, just to start to give some housekeeping and some guidelines for our colleague in Arabic, then I will switch to English language. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. يسعدنا في المجلس السعودي للجودة أن يعني نعود إليكم بعد عيد رمضان المبارك. كل عام وأنتم بخير في هذه السلسلة من المحاضرات الإلكترونية وفي هذا اللقاء الشيق إن شاء الله تعالى عن الاندستري 4.0. قبل ما أتكلم عن ضيفنا لهذا اللقاء أحب أن أشارككم بعض المعلومات في مجلسكم المبارك وفيما يخص لقائنا هذا اليوم بخصوص الترجمة الفورية. كالعادة تجدون أسفل الشاشة أيقونة للترجمة، وهي تقريبا الأيقونة اللي هي فيها 3 نقاط تقريبا موجودة أسفل شاشة الزوم. مجرد الضغط عليها تفتح لنا بعض الخيارات، منها language interpretation. مجرد الضغط عليها تجدون هذه اللوحة مكتوب عليها المين اوديو والانجليش والعربيك. بس مجرد الضغط على اللغة العربية تتاح لكم خدمة أو خاصية الترجمة التي يقودها المهندس نبال زميلنا في المجلس السعودي للجودة. طبعا واحدة من الأشياء المهمة جدا اللي تسأل عنها دائما اللي هي مشاهدة الحضور. عندنا هذا الرابط وعندنا الكود، ممكن تعملوا له كابتشر من خلال الدخول لهذا الرابط أو الإشارة للكود. يمكنكم تعبئة البيانات المطلوبة والحصول على شهادة الحضور بعد دفع الرسوم المطلوبة. الحقيقة مجلسكم المبارك إن شاء الله تعالى لديه كثير من الأنشطة كما عودناكم. في 27 أبريل يكون عندنا بإذن الله تعالى ورشة العمل الإلكترونية الثانية، والتي يقدمها الأخ المهندس عمر عثمان هندجاني، والتي حتكون عن منهجية كايزن، منهجية التحسين المستمر والطريق لتحقيق الإدارة الرشيقة لين. هذه المحاضرة حتكون أونلاين إن شاء الله تعالى، ويمكنكم التسجيل فيها وستجدون إن شاء الله ملخص وخلاصة لخبرة المهندس عمر الهندجاني في هذا الموضوع. أيضا يسرنا أن نذكر الأخوة والأخوات الحضور بالملتقى 18 لمجموعة الجودة في قطاع الهندسة والبناء، والذي سيتم عقده إن شاء الله في 21 شوال من هذا الشهر موافق 30 أبريل، وحيكون إن شاء الله حضوري في مدينة جدة في الهيئة السعودية للمهندسين، والدعوة عامة للجميع. الحضور طبعا بدون تسجيل مسبق، وحيبدأ اللقاء إن شاء الله حسب الجدول المتاح في الساعة 9:30. أيضا بمناسبة اليوم العالمي للكتاب الذي وافق 23 أبريل بالأمس، يقدم لكم المجلس السعودي للجودة خصم 30% على جميع إصدارات المجلس السعودي للجودة، والعرض حيكون ساري إن شاء الله تعالى لنهاية شهر أبريل. المجلس السعودي للجودة في هذا العام يحتفل بمرور 30 عام من العطاء والتقدم والتمكين بإذن الله تعالى، وما تم يعني بناؤه من إرث مهني معرفي في مجال الجودة والتميز المؤسسي. لذلك تم إصدار نشرة إلكترونية للمجلس السعودي للجودة، يمكنكم الحصول عليها من خلال الضغط على هذا الرابط أو على هذا الكودز، أو زيارتنا في موقع المجلس السعودي للجودة الإلكتروني sqc.org.sa، أو من خلال الاطلاع أو التواصل معنا عبر قنوات التواصل المختلفة عندنا. طبعا عندنا تقريبا أكثر من 24 كتاب نسخة ورقية. عندنا تقريبا العرض على المكتبة الشخصية للجودة تشمل 24 كتاب من إصدارات المجلس، وسعر العرض هذا تقريبا 600 ريال. يمكنكم أيضا الحصول على تفاصيل هذا العرض والحصول عليه من خلال الضغط على هذا الرابط أو من خلال استخدام هذا الكودز. أيضا هناك 10 كتب ورقية لسعادة البروفيسور مرحوم محمد زايري الله يرحمه. هناك عرض عليها تقريبا لهذه 10 كتب 250 ريال، مع العلم أن هذا العرض أو هذه العروض لا تشمل تكلفة الشحن. أيضا نحب ننوه أن هناك رزنامة وجدول زمني لكافة أنشطة مجلس بقية العام 2024 يمكنكم الاطلاع عليها من خلال هذه الشريحة أو من خلال الاطلاع على موقع المجلس أو مواقع المجلس في التواصل الاجتماعي المختلف. طبعا عندنا المتجر الإلكتروني في المجلس السعودي للجودة، وهو إحدى مبادرات وقف الجودة والإتقان. يمكنكم من خلال هذا الرابط ومن خلال الكودز الدخول على المتجر الإلكتروني وشراء الكتب إصدارات المجلس المختلفة، والتي ستساهم كثيرا في تعزيز المعارف والمعرفة لدى الجميع عن الجودة والتمييز. طبعا قنوات التواصل المجلس السعودي للجودة مختلفة متعددة، عندنا أكثر من تقريبا 7 مواقع قنوات مختلفة. نتمنى أن تحوز على رضاكم والتواصل عن طريقها، ويسرنا تواصلكم معنا بإذن الله تعالى. الأخوة والأخوات، اسمحوا لي الآن أنتقل باللغة الإنجليزية، ويمكنكم الحصول على الترجمة زي ما تكلمنا قبل شوي. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your being with us today. It's my pleasure to introduce my friend Dr. Khurram Nawaz. He is actually holding a PhD in total quality management and leadership and organizational excellence from the UK. Dr. Nawaz actually he holds a double master degree in one of the quality management and second in applied geology. Currently, Dr. is founder and managing partner of Organizational Excellence Partners and has been appointed as a director on the board of directors of Pen and Paper Foundation, Calgary in Canada. Dr. Khurram actually possesses more than 30 years of practical experience from diversified industrial sector, and his experience include C-suite coaching and training, as well as designing, developing, and implementing and assessing business excellence models. Dr. Khurram actually has conducted multi-level training and actually had more than 22 years in 12 countries. He has also provided consultancy for many companies and has conducted several internal and third-party study audits for ISOs and assessment for organizational business excellence. Actually, Dr. Khurram has presented 17 researches papers at the international conferences, which have been published in different magazines and journals. Dr. Khurram actually currently acting as an external resources instructor for the British Standard Institute PSI and some other institute, and he actually received a lot of awards like the INXAX award for outstanding performance in Japan, Best Paper Award in United Arab Emirates, and Outstanding Quality Manager Award in Pakistan. Dr. Khurram, actually, we are proud being with us here in the Saudi Quality Council today. And actually, you're going to talk about very important subject which touch the importance of all our audience here and a lot of companies and organizations talking about the Industry 4.0. and where we can focus to achieve and to attain business excellence. It's my pleasure to give you the floor now. And before I just give you the floor, I want just to remind everybody here that if you have any questions, please drop it in the Q&A box, and we will have it at the end of the presentation to our guest today. And the floor is yours, Doctor.
All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much to be here. This particular webinar, as the Quality Council and Dr. Ayed asked for it, so I thought to share my learnings with the larger audience. Thank you for the SQC and particularly Dr. Ayed. I understand this topic is very hot topic these days, and in this 40 minutes or 45 minutes, of course, I will be just covering the highlights of that. Okay, not in detail, but would like to highlight a couple of information with you, which I hope will be really useful and helpful for the organizations for their future endeavors. I understand this whole presentation will be translated in Arabic as well. So I will try to go a bit slow or in a normal manner, okay, not very fast, so that we all understand. So the topic which we are going to cover, which is very hot these days, Industry 4.4, Industry 4.0. And what is Industry 4.0 and how it is going to focus on the business excellence? What is the relation of that? What organization need to do that with respect to Industry 4.0? So in this particular presentation, there are two topics I would like to cover. The first one is just to give a refresher or the definition of what is Industry 4.0 and what is a business excellence, what is the relationship of that. In between, we use a word organizational excellence also and quality 4.0. So I'll just share with you a few points for that. And then I will move to the 11 focus areas, which many authors, many scholars in the quality or TQM field, and my own learnings are actually compelling that these will be required, at least these are the areas will be required by the organizations for the Industry 4.0. Please keep in mind, these 11 areas are not only the areas, they are the indicative one that the way the organization has to focus during the implementation of Industry 4.0 practices and to attain their business excellence. But there might be some other areas which organizations have that. So let me start with the definitions first. Now, when we come to the definitions, particularly, we realize Industry 4.0 by definition is a digitization of manufacturing sector. But for that sake, we say that for all organizational sector, wherever the digitization is required, driven by the disruptive trends, including the rise of data and connectivity, data analytics, human-machine interaction, and improvements in the robotics, cobotics, and many other areas. In simple words, Industry 4.0 is forcing to the organization of future that move on to from the manual work, move towards the digitization or digitalization. Okay. When we come to the Industry 4.0, then the next question comes about the quality for 4.0, because the quality is a part and parcel of any industry revolution, whether it was Industry Revolution 1, 2, and 3, now in 4, when they come to the digitalization, the process management in line with that, all these required, okay, quality 4.0 as well. So quality 4.0 by definition, as ASQ, American Society for Quality highlights, is basically brings together Industry 4.0 advanced digital technologies with quality excellence to drive substantial performance and effectiveness improvement. So it's basically go hand in hand with the Industry 4.0. Okay. I will discuss in the later slide, you will see that what are the ingredients for quality 4.0, some of those, so that we can achieve the business excellence in line with the industry 4.0. Now, the business excellence, by definition, the American Society for Quality talks about the organizational excellence, but generally the European Foundation for Quality Management, EFQM, talks about the business excellence as well, as they have a business excellence model. Now, by definition, there is no concrete one definition about the business excellence appeared, okay, neither in the dictionary nor somewhere else. But what is called about that? In EFQM 2003 mentions something outstanding practices, which in the managing the organization and achieving results based on a set in fundamental concepts. Then in 2009 and 10, this was revised, and that say that achieving and sustaining superior level of expectations of all stakeholders. So in simple words, business excellence in simple definition is sustained improved performance so that we exceed the expectation of all stakeholders. Now, if we link these three together, so we come to the conclusion that industry 4.0, quality 4.0, and the business excellence has a natural relationship. Why we want to have a digitization, why we want to have a process or industry for quality 4.0, because at the end of the day, organizations are striving to achieve the business excellence and sustain their business performance. Now, when we move from there, so this is the concept around that. Now, when we come to the industry 4.0, so for the business excellence point of view, there are 11 focus areas which need to be considered by the organizational leaders. Okay. Now, when we say the 11 focus areas, the first focus area will remain with the leadership. Now, when we say about the leadership, still there, whether we are industry 4.0 or any industrial revolution, the leadership are leading the ship. So they need to be there. So first focus area is about the leadership role in view of the industry 4.0, I 4.0. Now, what it talks about that, there are few important points with in addition to their routine activities or regular leadership role, the leadership need to consider seriously few areas with respect to I 4.0. So I 4.0 is industry 4.0. So first area which I would like to highlight is the leadership understanding about the relationship among industry 4.0, quality 4.0, and business excellence. So it means the leadership need to be actually conscious to learn, to understand the problem. They may have a problem if there is no understanding. So first, the understanding of the leadership in the relationship of these three, I 4.0, Q 4.0, and business excellence. Then the second point is about the leadership understanding, leaders understanding about the organizational leadership factors, which I call it OLLF. Okay, whether these factors are acting as an enabler or barriers for the business excellence. So if I may say that one, if you see that here, the OLLF, organizational level leadership factors, I put it that the 8 leadership factors, which they need to know that all 8 are acting as enablers for the business excellence or the barriers for business excellence. They need to understand that. And these are in their level of organization. The first one is the building quality within the organizational processes. Okay. Strategies and priorities need to be clearly defined for the business excellence and I4 point of view. Okay. Excellence framework integration. If they are applying any excellence model or the quality frameworks, quality excellence frameworks, how these are being integrated in the industry 4.4 practices, processes towards the quality 4.0 and the business excellence. Then the business issues. They need to know that how the business does with the organization does in the peak seasons, in the lean seasons. And during that, how we have to amalgamate with the I4 requirements and business excellence requirements. The management of change. Industry I4 will trigger quite a few changes, whether it's a digitalization, or it is a quality 4.04 process management. They will require certain changes. They need to know that how these changes need to be managed. Then the overlapping of responsibilities. They need to see that during this industry 4.0, to attain the business excellence, the leadership role overlapping of their responsibilities should not be in a certain after certain level. The next one is about the coordination. That in the I4, when we do the digitization, the reliance on the IT systems, perhaps machines, will be much. But with this one, it cannot happen. The coordination among the leadership team is distorted. This has to be enhanced in line with the digitization or industry 4.0. And this last factor is about the managing diversity. How they have to manage the diversity of the people, particularly in the Middle Eastern countries or the countries who have a more diverse workforce, how they have to manage this, particularly the blue collar people, and integrate them into industry 4.0 practices and processes. So these are the OLL leadership factors which they need to understand how they are happening in their own organization. The next point is promote and enrich collectivist quality culture. We hear in a lot of books from a lot of scholars about the culture or quality culture. Interestingly, the quality culture by definition is not yet standardized. Okay, but the collective quality culture is something that focuses on the needs, objectives, and quality performance of an organization, rather than emphasizing the needs, desires, and wishes of individuals, and ensure the positive behavior of people. It enhances the relationships, avoid conflicts, involves all those required to accomplish the task. It's achievement of objective collectively. So at the end of the day, it focuses on enhancing team performance and recognizing the people accordingly. So in simple words, the collectivist quality culture promotes the collectivist mindset, so to establish the cohesive approach to achieve the high performance teams. So that's what is required from the leadership to think from the collectivist quality culture. The next point is about the enhance the organization's resilience. When we talk about the organizational resilience, by definition, this is an ability to manufacture or to produce at acceptable quality, cost, and production time level, despite adverse issues, situation, and uncertainties. So I4 will compel to the organization that you have to enhance or improve the resilience, so that then when the disruptive situations are happening, that you can still sustain the business and to move towards the organizational excellence. The next one is about the enhancing the leadership characteristics that influencing the leadership style. Now, when I say that the leadership factors, in the diagram we mentioned there are 8 leadership characteristics. We know about the IQ level, EQ level, but these are the measurements. Before that, the organization need to have that whether they possess these characteristics in the leaders, anybody in the leadership role. So these characteristics, which I term it about the intelligence characteristic, emotional characteristic, logical characteristics, social characteristic, agility characteristic, how they quickly they are agile in nature, adaptability characteristic, adversity characteristic, and the spiritual characteristic. These are the 8 characteristics which the leader need to have that or enhance that. So from the I4 point of view, these characteristics will be important for the leaders to bind them together towards the business excellence. Okay. The next one is about the regular assessments for the business excellence levels. This need to continue on a regular basis. Now, what is the level of the business excellence, the maturity level, and they have a method, either it's a self-assessment, independent assessments, whatever they name it, whatever they call it, it has to happen. The last one here is managing cultural and social changes because of Industry 4.0. We will be doing the digitization. There will be some manual work, but some machine and man interaction, human interaction would be there. So in addition to the technical changes, there would be a cultural and social changes, which the leaders need to take care of that. So these are the areas where the leaders need to take care of that from the I4 point of view. However, with these, the leaders will be having some possible concerns. And these possible concerns will be, first, the lack of leadership readiness and understanding and support of Industry 4.0. They need to learn. Then the lack of leadership understanding for business excellence models and their application with the I 4.0 and Q 4.0 towards business excellence. They need to learn that. This is my personal experience. The many organizations, they want to embark on the business excellence models, organizational excellence models, but the leaders are not aware of that. They leave it to the certain departments. So the relationship and the understanding of business excellence model with I4 and Q4.0, they need to know that. And then that there are timely management of the cultural and social changes. When I say the cultural and social changes, because the change will happen, this will be inevitable for the I 4.0 and Q 4.0. In this case, what will happen? We might have an intra-departmental turbulence. Within the one department, there might be cultural social change. They need to look into within the same one department. If they don't control it, it will transform into intra-department turbulence. Okay. Within the different departments, there will be some cultural and social issues among them. And if they will not control inter-department turbulence, they will convert into the organization-wide turbulence, because the many departments, in addition to their technical issues, they will be focusing on cultural and social issues. And if they will not take care of that, business will become at risk. Okay. So that's what they need to take care of that. The second focus area is about the organizational strategy for 4.0. What would they need to ensure that when they develop their strategic plans, strategies, and the sub-strategies, okay, we call it is a QCD SSG. And simple as diagram is saying the quality, cost, delivery, and safety. This was very famous since long in the total quality management or quality arena. But with this also, the sustainability, social awareness, and or social concerns and overall governance model need to look into this. So it means organization need to be having a clear strategy for I 4.0, and then they need to cover strategic and operational strategies and planning, and cover these QCD SSG into that. So all stages of strategic and operational planning, to development, to execution, to review, to refinements, need to ensure inclusion of QCD SSG where possible. Okay. And then likewise in the sub-strategies, we have financial strategies, marketing strategies, operational strategies, whatever the sub-strategies are there, we need to see that from the I4 point of view, that whether these quality, cost, delivery, safety, sustainability, social and governance relationship are taken care of or not. But there are possible concerns they may face with the strategy. Number one, there may be a lack of clear organization strategy for I 4.0, and also the coverage of QCD SSG. Okay, and also the leader's own understanding or lack of orientation towards environment, social, and governance related issues. So they need to look into their clear I 4.0 strategy and covering the quality 4.0 and these for 7 areas QCD, SSG, they need to take care of that. It's need to be built into the organization strategy and sub-strategy wherever it is appropriate, applicable, and possible. Okay. Then the focus area 3, when we talk about that, is about the exercising the system thinking. When we say the system thinking, the two important points come in our mind. The system thinking basically means is that all components all components and parts of a system are working together in a harmony to achieve the overall business results or business excellence. So what leaders need to do that from the system thinking perspective, if they are embarking on Industry 4.0, and through there they want to achieve the business excellence, or they want to move towards the business excellence through Industry 4.0, they need to see through that from begin to end how it works. They need to see through from begin to end in a logical sequence that how this will work or take care of that from begin to end. All processes, their strategies, their plans, their initiatives, how they move from begin to end. They need to visualize, they need to foresee. So what we talk about that, when we talk about that, they need to have a business excellence at an overall level. So what they need to do that actually is, it means, if you see this here, we need to see that all departments are working their excellence level. If they all functions, all departments are working on excellence level, only then we were able to achieve the departmental level, the excellence. And then the cumulative effect will achieve the business excellence, including operational and organizational excellence. So it means every department and their sub-department need to work at excellence level so that they will move on towards the business excellence. So normally the business excellence move from top down. That has to be a direction, the plan, the strategic initiative from the business leaders. This normally goes top down. But the excellence move from bottom up. It cannot happen that we say that we are business at the excellence level, but our functions departments, some are achieving the excellence level, some are not. So I 4.0 will compel that if any organization need to achieve the business excellence, each function need to work on the excellence level. Okay. So that's normally happens. So in the sustained for the business excellence and sustained improved performance, the organizational leader need to ensure that each part of the network must work in harmony and coherently at excellence level. They need to ensure that. So if you see that if the organization, if they focus that, what will happen? This includes a supplier or vendor relationship, and till we achieve the customer satisfaction or advocacy, which we call it customer delight. Under this system thinking mechanism, the base is coming about the system, about strategy, enterprise risk management, the people part of that, processes, technology, and work environment. These are the base, okay, to build on, and then we cover all functions accordingly. So in simple words, for the system thinking means from the whole supply chain, from the extraction of the resources and to the disposal of the waste, throughout the supply chain, we need to look into that, how the system thinking works. And whenever we apply, it's very simple to say the Industry 4.0 talks about the digitization and moving from the manual work to the machine related work, but every function need to work in harmony for that. Now the focus area 4 is talking about the quality. And in this focus area 4, which I call it as when the organizations need to ensure effective quality bond between strategic and operational management. In the organization generally, we normally have two types of management. One is on the strategic management, which set the direction of the organization, the vision, mission, and then all the strategic directions. And then second one is the operational management, where we ensure that the operational effectiveness is achieved. The bond between strategic management and operational management is the strategy. And if strategy is only there, but there is no relation about the quality, then the strategy might not work well. So to achieve the business excellence from the Industry 4.0 perspective, the strategic management and the operational management, while they have a strategy as a document or as a strategy as a parameter, then they need to include the quality parameters as a part of the strategy. so that they have a bond relationship between that. So we cannot achieve the strategic management effectiveness and the operational effectiveness if the strategic management and operational management quality bond within the strategy is not built in. So that's why we need to ensure that the strategic and operational management quality bond is there. In simple words, if we say that the strategic and operational management effectiveness focuses stringently on maintaining the quality bond between the strategic and quality and operational management, and it also include the behavior based quality. In industry 4.0 particularly, and even to achieve the quality 4.0, the technical quality would not be sufficient, or the technical competence of humans or people are not sufficient. They need to focus on the behavior based quality as well. So when we talk about strategic management and operation management with respect to the strategy bond, we need to ensure that behavior based quality, technology, and data analytics, such as data, figures, facts, and in-depth analysis, need to be there in order to attain and sustain excellence in industry 4.0. But there may be one possible concern, and that is the lack of focus on good governance using I 4.0. The organization may move towards quickly because they want to go quickly towards the digitization if they have money. Okay, but simultaneously, when they do this, it may happen they lose the track, or they lose the mindset of having a good governance because they want to actually put in place all the practices for I 4.0. So the caution is that the focus on the good governance should not be lost when we are using I 4.0. The focus area 5 talks about now, particularly because it's all about digitization and digitalization. So the industry need to look into the technological advancements, digitalization, and cybersecurity. This will be part and parcel of that. So by definition, when we say that the digitalization is the process of business and society transitions to the digital world. Okay? For instance, adaptation of a system, process, etc., to be operated using computers and internet. So it is digitalization. Digitization only will not be sufficient because by definition, digitization focuses on converting and recording the data. But digitalization go one step ahead of that. Then it moves from the developing the process based on data understanding, the recording, the converting the data. We get the information from the data, and from that information we convert into the knowledge. And that knowledge basically means how we improve our manual systems and go to the digital transformation. So when we do these technological investments, like the cyber and information security will be crucial for the organization as part of industry 4.0. So there may be some possible concerns with respect to that. The number one is technological investments. Some organization, they might not be having a good financial muscle or financial capital, so that they might be going here and there. So technological investment might be an issue. Then the second possible concern in this one, lack of I 4.0 technologies adoption and adaptation plan. How they have to do that? Many organizations thinking in the Western world for I 4.0, do we need to enhance our IT department? Do we need to have more people on the technology side? Okay, that how we have to do that one. What will be the strategy for I 4.0? What will be the plan for technological investments and the adoption and adaptation plan? This need to look into. Then the lack of understanding for digital supply chain and cybersecurity in view of I 4.0. That from the digital supply chain, from begin to end, how it will work, how we will invest it. Okay? And also that there is maybe a lack of sensible application of I 4 technologies, I 4.0 technologies. Okay, we don't want to buy the things and just put it that one. In many organizations these days, for example, there are different type of systems working together, but many software, many systems, technology, they don't talk with each other. So the organization end up to having a multiple level of the technological investments, multiple level of the softwares, tools, which are not talking with each other. So for I 4.0, we need to look into that also. And the lastly, the concern is the cost, the competence, and the training requirement may be an issue for some companies because they might not have a financial muscle. The focus area 6 talks about the data analytics. Okay. So I 4.0 and quality 4.0, Q 4.0 will compel to the organization that they need to focus on the sustained improved performance through completion of data analytics cycle. When we say data analytics cycle, as the diagram is saying, we need to move from the descriptive analysis to the diagnostic, then predictive, and then prescriptive analysis. We move from there. And the reason is that we need to know that what is happening, okay, why this is happening, what will happen next, and how we can stop it happening if there is any harm or any danger for that, what action we can take it. So this data, when we have put the I 4.0, to achieve the business excellence, it would be very crucial that we complete the loop from the descriptive to diagnostic to predictive to prescriptive analysis. It has to be there. Otherwise, we will be having another set of tools in place, but the tools will not be giving us any knowledge and wisdom as an organization. But there may be a possible concern with respect to these. The first one is the lack of judicious application of I4 technologies for outcome-based data analytics. What we want to achieve. We might put the tool, we might put the technology, we might digitize that as part of I 4.0. But if the outcome is not coming from the data, okay, then it means the business excellence is going far away. So we need to put it outcome-based data analytics. So at final results need to be looked into. But simultaneously for data analytics, because it's in some parts of the world, is still a new topic, new subject. So the cost, competence, and training requirements may be an issue for some companies. Okay? So investments and the people competence are the crucial area. The focus area 7, which is focusing more on the application of quality 4.0 as a part of I 4.0. Okay. Now, this is a crucial area which we as a quality professional are particularly aware of that, and we need to know that. So what is the first important point is about the digitalization of quality processes where practical. We need to, digitization is conversion of data is not sufficient. We need to digitalize that so we understand what new processes and automation or the technology is used, where practical. Okay, may not be everywhere, but where practical. And the lean focus will there. So lean focus, when we say that, it has to be throughout the supply chain. So we need to see that if we have a full supply chain from begin to end, extraction of resources to the disposal in the supply chain, okay, while the lean focus is there, okay, where we can digitalize and how much we can digitalize, okay. The second point to this is application of business excellence models and management systems will remain there. Okay, it cannot happen. We say that we have a I4 industry technologies in place and we are putting the human machine interaction. We are using the internets and all these tools and softwares are there, but we need to have some mechanism, quality excellence frameworks in place so that it guide us towards the business excellence. So that's why the business excellence models and management systems like effective and efficient management systems like ISO standards, not just a standard, okay, not just a simple implementation, effective implementation on focusing on efficiency, effectiveness, and improvement. Okay, so those quality frameworks will be required. The next part is the judicial application of 3 lines of defense for better process management and control. When I say the 3 lines of defense, this diagram tried to say that the first line of defense in any organization for any process for quality 4.0 will be the process owner, the handlers. The second line of defense is a line management, and the third line of defense is top management. What is trying to say? It's something moves like we used to have in Japanese technique quality circles or quality action teams. But in the internal auditing environment and in the management system environment, we call it 3 lines of defense. So what is the meaning of that? That your first line of defense should be able to take a decision and resolve the issues or problems at the first line of defense. So 70% of the issues, the decisions, the problems need to be resolved and need to be taken care of at this first line of defense. Then from 70%, the 1% to 90%, around 20% of the issues should move on towards the line management, where they can take a decision, where they can take a problem solving. And then remaining rest of the 10% should go to the top management. Okay, so the capital investment decision, high level procurements, high level decision making, business strategies, all these kind of issues should go to top management so that they can focus on the strategic direction and the vision of the organization. So this moves like this one. So to strengthen the better control under quality 4.0, so that it supports the industry 4.0, we need to exercise the 3 lines of defense in a better way. The next one point is about the integration of traditional quality control methods with data analytics and real-time monitoring. We used to use a statistical process control, the 7 tools, 7 basic tools, but there are 7 advanced tools also, quality tools also. All these QC methods, okay, inspection techniques, how we integrate or amalgamate with the data analytics so that we achieve the real-time monitoring. That would be crucial for quality 4.0 and in the part of business to achieve the business excellence. The next point is about includes behavior-based quality. I mentioned it earlier also. The behavior-based quality basically means our behavior, attitude, plus soft skills that play a critical role for achieving the business excellence. So the human resource management need to look into as a part of quality 4.0 that how to take care of, how to have the behavior-based quality as well in addition to the technical competence. I'm not saying here that the human resource management will be part of the quality comes under quality department. It's not like this. But as quality 4.0, it will not complete if we only focus on the digitization or the machine work. We need to look into that. The people who are part and parcel of that, their technical competence and behavior-based quality is enhanced. They are matching with for the business excellence. The next point is about the measurement system analysis. We need to know that the systems, the tools which are measuring the quality of the processes, okay, they need to be actually monitored as well. That our measurement systems, they are effective. They are measuring what we need to measure or what we need to get it. The information we need to get it, we are getting from this. If not, then we have to enhance or refine our measurement system as well. So measurement system analysis need to be there. In the automotive industry, by the way, measurement system analysis is considered very crucial. And the last one point is a structured change management. Okay, the industry 4.0 and quality 4.0 will trigger many changes at different hierarchy levels in the different functions and the processes. What change management mechanism we place into that. So possible concern would be lack of application of processes and practices prescribed under quality 4.0. The people might not be knowing this. The cost, competence, and training requirement may be issue for some companies for implement quality 4.0. A human touch and a human relationship should not be compromised because at the end of the day, there are people we are working with that in addition to the robots or the machines. And there may be a resistance to change for quality management. So we need to, for the quality 4.0, these areas need to look into that. There may be many other areas, but these are the serious concerns. Focus area A talks about building and nurturing high performance team. As we discuss about the behavior-based quality and the role of human resource management in quality 4.0 is crucial. Likewise, this is a high performance is basically means we put a technical competence in behavior plus efforts plus results. Then we can take care of the high performance team. So in industry 4.0 and quality 4.0, competence-based training will be required. When we say the competence-based training, it means the behavior, the technical competence, their efforts, and the results has to combine together. The next point is about effective communication in view of I 4.0 and Q 4.0. The communication, the mechanism, the structure has to become in place to achieve this one. So people are aware of I4, Q4, and the business excellence requirements and their integration. And then the last one here is the reward. Last point is reward and recognition mechanism. Okay, that reward and recognition mechanism need to be focused on the competition based, rather performance objectives based, which we normally in many organizations has. So how to generate a competition and reward that instead of that the performance objective based. So the organization need to look into from this perspective as well. There are possible concerns for that is lack of effective human resource management for nurturing I4 and Q4 competency based high performance teams. There may be the understanding human resource management need to look into that. One-way performance feedback to the results only focused performance management. Okay, this may be a possible concern to that some companies look into this only process performance management focused results only teams. The next one is sustaining competence and effective communication. How to do that? Okay, and the lastly, difficulty in talent retention. Okay. So for the high performance teams, these possible concerns, they need to look into that to enhance the high performance teams in view of I4 and Q4. Focus area 9 talks about that people, service, customer, profit chain. It looks very much from the service industry, but however, the customer, the production industry also covers that. So what it tries to say? It says that the organization focus on the people, service, customer, profit chain, okay, from begin to end, and digitalize it where is the extent possible, okay, in all these areas where it is possible. And then from the all chain of people, service, customer, profit chain, there is a perception capturing has to happen with the involved stakeholders and analysis throughout the people, service, profit chain. Okay. And this particular thing is focusing on the customer delight in view of the business excellence. At the end of the day, the customer's delight is there for the business and for the organization revenues. But this also have a possible concern. The change in stakeholders involved in the people, service, customer, profit chain. If there is change in the stakeholders, we need to look into this as well. And then the people, services, customer are driven from merely profit viewpoint. If the organization is thinking only for profit point of view, then people, service, customer chain may be disruptive. Okay, may disturb. So it doesn't mean that the organization doesn't need to focus on the profit. They definitely need to see on the profit, but they need to see the other part of social ethics and the sustainability and all other area in this in this people, service, customer, profit chain. The focus area 10 talks about the robust enterprise risk management system. The I4 and Q4.0 will actually highlight a lot of the risk there. So it means we need to have a robust enterprise risk management system, visualizing risk for industry 4.0 and quality 4.0. And then we need to conduct an enterprise risk management system maturity assessment for I 4.0 and Q 4.0. So having an enterprise risk management system is not sufficient. We need to assess the maturity assessment in view of industry 4.0. And the next point is about the understanding of prevention-based risk management mindset at all levels. Okay, when we say that prevention-based, it means the organization people need to know that identification of the or mitigation of the risk is a proactive step. But if we don't take the risk, it may convert to incident. Then incident may convert to disaster. Disaster may convert to catastrophe. So from incident to catastrophe, they are all reaction. We cannot control it effectively. Only the risk, mitigation of risk, we can control it if we can have a good enterprise risk management system. But here the possible concern is again exercising the traditional risk management system, and we ignore the enterprise risk management, focusing on I 4.0 or Q 4.0. We don't consider organization if not conducting ERMS maturity assessment for I4 and Q4. And finally, the risks of repetitive in nature are considered as routine. Some risks are high level, very high risk. We take care of that. Many organizations have risk management systems in place. But sometimes there are repetitive risk in nature, and we consider this is in a routine but they need to look into from I 4.0 and Q 4.0 as well. Okay. The last focus area is about the exercising a robust knowledge management system. In the robust knowledge management system, we need to include all the knowledge sharing, retention, preservation in view of I 4.0 and Q 4.0, because the knowledge management would be crucial, okay, for retaining, sustaining the industry 4.0 and for the business excellence. Okay. So knowledge management system maturity assessment need to be conducted time to time, periodically for industry 4.0 and Q4 quality 4.0, and the knowledge loss risk assessment in view of I 4.0 and Q 4.0. These are required, okay, to sustain the knowledge, to retain the knowledge, sustain the knowledge, and then should link it to the business excellence. Otherwise, the people will drain and that they will move on, and we will have a knowledge loss. Okay? And then if we have a knowledge management champions, they need to be prepared for industry 4.0 and quality 4.0. So the possible concern here, we have a lack of effective knowledge management system for I 4.0 and Q 4.0 for pursuing business excellence level, and the knowledge loss due to talent attrition, aging, redundancies. Then if they will lose the knowledge, we lose the knowledge, then it as part of industry 4.0, then what will happen? It means the business excellence becomes very difficult. So these are the 11 focus areas they are highlighting over there. And then the last slide is some concluding remarks. Then we'll take a question on that. Okay. We need to keep in mind the organizational journey towards business excellence following industry 4.0 and applying quality 4.0 requires serious mindset refinement. I will not say that change, but it's a refinement at all levels, especially enhancing leadership thinking and role. That will require. The 11 focus areas which we discuss are mentioned, they are indicative. And there may be other areas depending on organization's business. So they will need to look into, organization need to look into in line with that. However, the focus on these 11 areas will positively reinforce organizational efforts towards business and organizational excellence. Okay. With this one, thank you very much. I think this was the last slide. Is there any question? I can take care of that.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for this great presentation. Actually, for myself, this is the first time I've seen practical linkage between the Industry 4 and Quality 4.0 with the business excellence. And I like actually the collective framework that you have presented, which consists of the 11 focus areas. That will make things more practical and easy to apply, actually. And thank you very much again for the valuable knowledge you presented. Doctor, can you just stop sharing, because I want just to share some other issues here.
Okay.
Thank you. Actually, we have received a lot of questions here. We will go one by one, but it is another reminder for our valuable audience that if you have any more questions, please drop it in the Q&A box so we can present it to our guests today. There is a question from our guest here, Bukala Linkage Lakinja. Yeah. He's asking, can you explain a little more about the spiritual leadership culture?
Okay. The spiritual leadership culture basically will be enhanced through the organization which focusing more on few things. Number one, for example, the social concerns, charities, donations, okay, and in some parts of the world, maybe meditation. Okay, when these things are combined, organizations when focus on the charities, donations, corporate social responsibility, sustainability, all these which actually enhance the people well-being or society well-being, that actually start enhancing the spiritual level of the organization. Okay, likewise for the individual level as a leadership, if they do all these things like charities, donations, social concerns, ethical issues, sustaining, and then of some time part of the world maybe meditation, that enhance the spiritual characteristic of the leaders. Okay.
Good. Mr. Omar Mukhtar asking, saying, are all these focus areas recommended or recommendation from you, doctor, towards implementing I 4.0 Q quality 4.0, or it is a reference from a business model?
Okay.
What is it?
Okay. First of all, the business excellence models, if we see that the three main, if I may say, the business excellence models like Malcolm Belger International Quality Award, European Foundation for Quality Management, and Deming Prize in Japan. Okay, if we say that one, they are not specifically mention anything about the industry 4.0 or quality 4.0. However, the business excellence models trigger all these areas somehow. So these days, many scholars, many researchers and research papers, they are insisting that if we want to have industry 4.0, quality 4.0, to reaching to the business excellence, so they need to look into these particular areas. So as I mentioned, there are many other areas, but these particular 11 areas are extracted from the different researches, different scholars and the books, plus this is linked with the business excellence. So if you go to these models, like as I mentioned, they mention about the knowledge management, the EA risk management strategies, leadership, they mention that. So there's a tight link onto this. Okay? So that's what is happening.
Good. Mr. Ahmed Raza asking, saying how quality sustainability can be improved. Repeat audit findings, passing defects, individual training and verification are some of the vital challenges in industrial environment. Your feedback, please.
Yeah, I personally feel it's a very good question by the way. Again, all these two questions were very good before. This question is very good as well. But I would say that these things, in my opinion, goes to the leadership. So what happens actually for quality sustainability, that the first and foremost, the top leadership of the organization, they need to identify some leadership level factors, which I call it organization level leadership factors and individual level leadership factors. From there, they identify these are enablers, these are barriers for the organizational excellence or business excellence. Now, when they identify this one, they will come to the conclusion that quality sustainability is a crucial issue. Okay. Now, for sustaining the quality, particularly this has to be ongoing exercise. I normally say that many organizations, they have a quality management big Q, capital QM, and the small QM. Both stands for quality management. But the capital QM is focusing particularly the top leadership role in sustaining the quality. Okay, we don't leave it to the quality department that they take care of that and the top management is not involved. It's not like this. The top management has to take care of that with respect to identifying the quality issues and put their visible participation to sustain that. Now, the techniques which we use, we have a quality departments, we have internal audits, we have management reviews. All these are the techniques we use to do that. So if I may say that, it will go to the top management. They need to look into this one and provide the ingredients for that. Okay, that will be my strong recommendation. Just to share with you, if you read some of my papers onto this, you will find in Google, YouTube, Google Scholar, something there particularly onto this. Okay, and okay, one more thing, if I may say that with this particularly thing, okay, relying only on the quality department and some of the tools and techniques will not be sufficient. We need to see that quality as a part of the strategic management, and then we link everything in line with that. Then we'll state the quality.
Okay, allow me just to remind my colleague Dania just to share the survey for the session, please, while we're giving more questions here. We have a question from Mr. Muhammad Ali Sharif saying about we had the quality, well, what we call it the classical quality issues. I mean, the old quality styles. And now we have quality 4.0. Is quality 4.0 going to replace the old style of quality, or what is it? How they complement each other?
Okay, if I may say that, it will not replace, or it should not replace, the traditional old way of quality. That will remain there. Only thing quality 4.0 will emphasize to enhance and refine it. For example, if we were using a statistical process control using the forms, templates, old style of monitoring measurement method, quality 4.0 will say that continue with this, but see that if you can convert it in automation, or you can use some tool. Okay, so this is one way. So in this way, this will remain there, but we need to further refine and enhance that.
Yeah. Ms. Nada Al-Qurashi is saying, at which stage we can fit customer experience to enhance the business excellence?
Okay. If we are talking about particularly from the external customer point of view, then of course, it has to link with the external customer related processes. Okay. And if I may say that, if we are talking about the internal customer and external customer both, then it is the whole supply chain. Okay, so there we will involve that. But if we are talking specifically with the external customers, then I must say that for industry 4.0, industry focus should be on customer focus, not on customer satisfaction, not on customer perception, because customer focus is a proactive mindset. Okay, and customer satisfaction, customer perception is reactive. We do something and get the feedback. Okay, so customer focus has to be there, and we link it with the customer. So it will be part and parcel of every step of the business excellence for all processes.
Actually, personally, I like the when you talked about the 3 lines of defense.
Yeah, correct.
Just remind me, I just got the line management and the top management. What is the third one?
The third one is the frontline people, handlers, and the frontline people. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that if there is an internal customers and external customer both, so if you see that we start by definition, internal customer is the next process is our customer. So it means from the whole process, from begin to end, we have internal customers, then the outcome result goes to the external customers. So it means in the all business excellence processes, this both will remain there. Okay, so customer focus will be there to achieve their delight.
The question here, how we can enrich the experience of these 3 lines of defense to be ready to resolve any issues?
Okay, the first important thing is about the communication among these 3. Okay, so for what will happen normally, if you see that, we normally say that in communication management, it's a communication that makes or breaks. So the biggest problem when we face that in 3 line of defenses is basically not a proper communication or effective communication among them. So the first thing I would recommend to enhance the communication among these 3, number 1. Secondly, the learning for business excellence. The many people, okay, they say that business excellence department is there, they will take care of that, and the 3 line of defense are not coming part of that. So integrate the business excellence processes, practices, and mindset in all 3 line of defense with effective communication. Then it will enhance that.
Okay. Ms. Khulud Alik, asking about any recommendation from your side about book in institutional excellence.
Okay, there are many. If you see that the Dr. Juran has a very good Juran handbook, fantastic, you can do that one. And I would strongly recommend ASQ, have a couple of good resources. Go to their website, you will see that. And particularly if you can take their certified quality manager material, that you will get the very good literature.
If you allow me just to add, we have in SQC a lot of translated book from Professor Zairi, Allah yarhamu, and so from other expertise. Just visit our Matjar al-Electroni and you will find a lot of books translated. Thank you, Doctor. There is 2 questions, then we're going to close. Hajar Abdul Wahid asking, first of all, she thanked you very much for the impressive presentation. And she said, I would like to ask if we can integrate risk management and quality management with using their tools to accomplish business excellence. Okay.
Thank you, Hagar. I think it's becoming very important and easy these days. If I may say that, you know, for example, if we take a simple ISO 9000 these days, earlier days of ISO 9000 was not talking about the risk management. Now, all management systems, ISO management system are having a risk-based thinking. Plus, business excellence models also talks about that. So actually, with respect to the quality management, we need to look into what kind of quality risk we can have that. So we need to have risk management mechanism in place. In risk management mechanism, we need to look into what kind of quality excellence related risk we can have. Now, when I say that quality and excellence related risk, we need to look into in both management level, at a strategic management level, at an operational management level, what kind of quality and excellence related risk are there. So we identify those and then we take a corrective action and we take a mitigation from that. So amalgamate the risk management and quality management together, and so that we apply this for the business excellence. It's easy these days. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, Mr. Bukola, remind us that ASQ has a certified manager of quality and organization excellence. Yes. Thank you very much. And this is actually a very important resource. We reached, Doctor, to our end of the session. Actually, we'd like just to thank you very much for your valuable contribution. Personally, I was very much interested. I mean, I enjoyed your session. And in behalf of Dr. Aid Al-Amri, the President of Saudi Quality Council, I would like just to thank you very much and present this small certification as a little gift we can give for your great contribution.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And I'd like just to extend my thanks for my colleague, Mr. Inam, Mr. Nibal Inam, for the interpretation, and Ms. Daniel Faris for her support. And also, I'd like just to thank everybody attended our presentation today, our session. Wish you the best, Doctor, and thank you very much again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
شكرا جزيلا أخواني أخواتي وإلى اللقاء، مع السلامة.